Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to the Big Chat with myself, SK Phasha. It's another Wednesday, it's another episode with arguably one of the most potent strikers in the history of South African football. He's played for the big clubs and everywhere he's been to, he scored an awful lot of goals. He's at one stage also won the Leslie Manyathela top goal scorer award. I think it tells you about the type of striker he was. Very quick, very nippy, very skillful as well. Scored goals for fun, if you like. And I think the most successful spell for him was out at Polokwane City, scoring more than 20 goals out at the club. Also worked with Mamelodi Sundowns and worked with one of the greatest managers ever in the history of South African and possibly African football. That is Coach Pitso Mosimane. Well, he's here, his life, he is in studio. It's an absolute honor. It's a pleasure to have him here. And he's an honest gentleman, very, very honest, very genuine as well. He will tell us about his ups and downs. We know the professional side of him, but now we want to know the human part of him. He is Rodney Ramagalela, one of the quickest strikers in the PSL. Also, you know, as I said, played for Mamelodi Sundowns, Polokwane City, Black Leopards. That's where he started his footballing career. His life. He is in studio. A very good afternoon to you, Rodney Ramagalela.
SK,
how are you?
Good afternoon to you and the listeners.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, no, I've been wanted to come here.
Yeah.
So here I am today.
Absolutely. Rodney, I think you started your professional career out at Black Leopards. I think we all know that. But before that, we would like to know who Rodney Ramagalela is. Can just take us through possibly, you know, your youth side, your family, your siblings, and, you know, where you grew up. We know in Venda, but the type of upbringing that you came under.
I grew up under the Ramagalela senior.
Yeah.
He was my stepfather.
Yeah.
He met my mom when I was 3 years.
Yeah.
So he took me in, gave me the name Ramagalela.
Yeah.
I'm the firstborn to my mom.
Yeah.
The second on the other side of the senior, Ramaji.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm the only boy in my house.
Yeah.
And 3 girls.
Yeah.
In my mother. Yeah, so I grew up in Mamvuka, Njerere. That's where I started junior there, school there,
yeah.
The high school also. I finished that side. I started playing football when I was 8 years.
Yeah.
There was a tournament that used to be played in the junior school. That's where I started, and it's the tournament that we are bringing. We are bringing it back now in the village, especially on our side in Njerere. So we have started this year to bring that tournament back, because we have seen the production that it has given us over the years.
Yes.
So we want to make it special as me, the ambassador of the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the high school, I went there also. It's not far from each other, the high school and the junior.
Yeah.
It's like 200 meters.
Okay, no, it's very close, yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I started playing football. Mostly in the higher school, because there was this team called Mamvuka All Stars. It was run by Makwarela Koleni.
Yeah.
It was coached by Desmond Zani Funzo. To tell you the story about this guy, he doesn't even know how to kick the ball, but we were winning the games every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember in 2008, I was doing grade 12. You know how it is in the village.
Yeah.
Black Leopards saw me while I was playing the other tournaments. So they said, you know what, we want to try you.
No, but we'll come to that. I think you're moving too fast. We need to go through the stages of your life. Growing up with 3 sisters, your stepdad and your mother, being the only boy, was it pressure? Was it the privilege? Just explain that. How was it for you?
I tried to cut corners, but you took me back.
It's very important.
Look, it wasn't easy being the elder person in the house, especially on the children. you all know that my father didn't have eyes to see. So I was his eyes. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, whether he wants to plant something in the garden, I'm the man. Whenever he wants to buy something, I have to go and get it for him. Whenever we have to go to fetch water, I'm the person who has to go. Whenever we want to cook in the house, because the younger ones, they can't do that. My mom has to go out and make sure that she brings something for us to eat. You know, it wasn't easy to grow up in that environment. However, it made me very strong and responsible at the same time, because you can't look after the younger ones and the father while the mother is not in the house if you're not responsible and if they don't trust you. I think that's when I started growing very fast. You understand? So that's one part I always appreciate, that God gave me the toughest task to do while I was still young, preparing me for something ahead that I don't see. You know, so for me it was something that I should be grateful to grow up in such family.
Absolutely. And you speak about, teaching your responsibility at a very young age. In hindsight, when you do look back, do you think your youth days, being a kid, being a child, was taken away from you because you had responsibility of being eyes for your father?
No, it wasn't. It was given to me with reason and purpose. So I can't caution what God gave me. Rather appreciate it and live it. I think I have lived it and dealt with it very well.
Yeah. And what's your relationship like with your father?
We were very close, very, very, very close. Unfortunately, as Pastor.
He's late, yes.
Yeah, so we were very close. I even bought him a car, just to appreciate the work he has done for me and my siblings, because for me to come out of that family and become a top striker in the country, I think it tells a lot about him raising me, to say, it's not a matter of him seeing, but it's a matter of him being responsible and be able to give us the life that we had.
Take me through the lessons that you learned from him as your father. What is it that you learned from him? Because, and from what you're saying, I see a lot of lessons instilled in you, but only you can take us through. What is it that you've learned from him from close range as well as from afar, just looking at him and appreciating him?
I think it's mostly it's discipline, He gave me that gift of being disciplined in most of the things, and the adultery in a way of respecting the other human being, and be able to help where there is need. If I was another person, I would have said, you know what, now I want to stay in the suburbs. I don't care what happens in the village. But I stayed there with him just to make sure that whatever he needs, I should be there to give it to him. Whatever treatment that he needs to go to, I should be there taking him. I think that's something that he gave me, to respect people, no matter the condition that they are in, because I can't be looking after the Madala who doesn't see if I don't respect a human being. I think it's the kindness in him that he gave me at the village, and I respect him for that.
Absolutely. Your relationship with your siblings, 3 sisters, I'm sure wasn't easy because you're the eldest, but you're also the only boy. Your relationship with all your sisters, how was it?
I think mostly is the respect that we have for each other.
Yeah.
I remember when I started working this football thing, as little as I was getting, I was able to give them 200.
Yeah.
Just to say, what, go do whatever you want to do. They were still young in school, I have to look after them. And the funny part of it, they listened to me more than anyone in the house.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was because I was working or not. Or what, but they listen to me more.
Yeah.
And whenever they have problems, they come to me. We try to resolve, Yeah, so we have a strong bond in the family.
Yeah.
And the other one, we are still staying in the house together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that shows how close and strong we are.
Absolutely.
Family,
Your mother as well. I'm sure she's the queen of the house. Of course she is. Your relationship with her as well. I think she really did a brilliant job alongside your dad. But your relationship with your mother.
When we talk about church, that's where we always fight, because you go to church on Sunday. Sunday it's game time, so I have to go to church. So that's one part that that we never get along. But for that moment, for those 2 hours that I didn't go to church, she'll come back and say, "When I didn't see you in church." I said, "Mom, I have to go and play football." She said to me, "Football won't pay you." I said, "Mama, I love football. I don't want to get paid, but I love football. Let me play." At first, it wasn't easy for her to say, "Not go and play." But when time goes on, she let me go to the games because she was hearing the noise. Hey, the boy plays football. I remember one time, I didn't even see her. We're playing on the gravel there. She just came. She stood far there. So I mustn't see her. After I scored, she turns and then she
went
left.
home.
Yeah, she left. When I came back, she was just smiling. I didn't even ask what was happening because I knew I saw her. But my other sister asked me, "Mom, why are you smiling?" He said, "No, I'm happy. At church, things were good and everything." Now I knew she was there watching. That's when I started seeing Muri. Even though at first they can say, "We don't want you to do that." But if they hear and see that you're doing something that you love and you do it very well, there's no way that they can support us as our parents.
Do you think that's where everything changed for you from her perspective in regards to now wanting to support you? Is it that particular day?
Yeah, I think her seeing me playing, it changed a lot of things, and they believe that really this boy is a footballer. The following weekend when I want to go to the games, she just asked me, "What time are you going to the game?" I said, "We're going around 12:30. He said, "Don't be late, because I don't want to see you here so that I can go with you to church." But I knew it's not about church. It's about the game. She wants me to go and play the game. So she will ask me, "Have you done everything that I told you to do?" I said, "No, everything is done." Then that was it. Unfortunately, she's no more also.
Yeah, unfortunately, but I think you did give the blessings as well as your father as well. I mean, that's the blessing or the type of human being that you are. And now going back to the story that you wanted to rise to in regards to Black Leopards 2008 spotting, take us through that process of how they spotted you and how they saw you, to finally invite you, or tell us through the story as to how it happened.
Actually, it was 2006. I was playing the under-19 tournament, which was playing in Polokwane. They call it Metropolitan Tournament. Coach Mutero, Moses Mutero, is the one that spoke to Abel Makwela. They invited me for trials. I did trial for the whole day, from 8:30 till 6:30.
12 hours.
I never ate anything. I was just drinking water. They took me in. They said, "You know what? There is no striker like you. We want to go with you." They took me to the tournament. I scored 3 goals in the tournament.
For Black Leopards?
No, it was
your local club.
A Hlompho team.
Okay.
A Hlompho team.
Yeah.
We were playing the provincial tournament.
Yes.
A Metropolitan. They took me in. I went there, scored 3 goals. That's when Black Leopards had, there's another striker from Jerry. He's scoring goals.
Yeah.
They invited me to the tournament that was playing in Nike Center.
Yes, in Soweto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the first tournament that PSL introduced as Champ of Champ.
Oh, yes.
which now it's the DDC team, because the Premier Soccer League,
Yeah.
they started a mini league.
Yes. Is it the one that played on Mondays or Fridays, I think?
No, that one, it was a tournament that was played the whole week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the whole week.
Yeah.
So they selected me. I went there, played the tournament. We played well. I think I scored 1 goal. We played well because we played 3 games, I think. We beat Ajax. I'm the one who scored. So when we came back, 2007,
Yeah.
Black Leopards, now they formed their development side.
Okay.
I was in that development side.
Yeah.
We used to play with them the friendly games, the senior team. Bo Peter Mponda, Bo Matari.
Yeah.
All these guys, Bo Wanan Murauzi, Bo Eric Ramavali.
Yeah.
So I was the only young player who was making sure those guys, they work.
Yeah.
So the TJers, they said, you know what, we want to keep this boy. I said, you know what, I'm still in school. They said, okay, it's fine. We'll wait for you. There comes Dynamos now.
Now it's a battle of the two big Limpopo clubs.
Someone invited me to the trials.
Yeah.
I went there. Coach Mdaka was the coach there. I did the trials. They said I'm still young because they saw the height. I was like a bikini.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I went back. Tidiela heard, hey, this boy went to Dynamos.
On trials.
On trials.
Yeah.
2008 January. They called me in the office. Hey, come here. We want you to sign this contract. We'll pay you 1,000 rand while you're still at school.
Wow.
But we'll take you next year, January 2009.
When you've completed your studies.
Yes. So it happens like that. They sign, we play the games and everything. In the middle of the year, 2008,
Yeah.
there was a battle between my high school and the TTLers.
Yeah.
That's when the Black Leopards Junior registered for the Castle League.
Yes.
I was playing for Castle League.
Yeah.
Then the school, there's a tournament that was playing. So they both needed me on the same weekend.
Yeah.
TDL, they said, no, we can't let him go. Otherwise, we'll lose. The school also, they said, we want to win the tournament.
Yeah.
And we can't release him at 2 if we're playing at 10. So he has to play first.
And then we'll release him.
Leave. He said, guys, that would be too much.
Mm.
Phasha, I played at 10.
10 to 12.
10 to 12.
And then again at 2 to 4.
Yeah.
Wow. Now when you signed that contract, Ramaji, I think you're probably 17 or 18.
I think I was 19.
19.
Yeah, it should be 19.
What's going through your mind? Still at school, matric, getting 1,000 rand, that's an awful lot of money for that age. What's going through your mind, and how did you handle that?
We had a serious talk with the senior Ramaji. He didn't want it to happen like that. But I had to convince him to say, look, no one knew about me. And this could be my start. You know, I don't like to go to school. So I will have to take this path. He said, okay, how are you going to do it? I told him, I will learn. The things I don't know about football, I will learn. And I will work hard. That's something that he never doubted, that I will work hard.
Yeah.
Because he knew the fight in me. With the money thing, I spoke to my mom to say, you know what, I know our situation here. I'll give you the money, but I'll keep mine to buy my things that I need. And that's 150.
Yeah.
The rest,
you can take it.
Yeah, you do whatever you want to do with it. So I don't know what she did with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was her money.
Yes.
Not mine.
Yeah.
Mine, I had it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's when I started seeing the importance of doing things that really matters in life. You know, when you come from the village, they teach you how to be a family man. They teach you how to be responsible and make sure that you look after your own. You know, that's where I was in life. So whenever I get something, I always wanted to improve home. You know, even though I know it's small, but I will have to do something.
Yeah.
Sometimes my mom will just buy 5 bags of cement so that we can make bricks and extend the house. It was 3 room, and we are 5 in the house. You know how it is.
Yes.
So that means one has to sleep in the sitting room, and that was me. So we had to find a way of making things better.
Yeah.
I think football made that better for me and my family.
But when you speak about it as well, Ramaji, we see an awful lot of, I wanted to speak about this topic at the end of the show, but you bring it up now, that responsibility. How do we instill that in the youngsters, Ramaji? I think you know much better. You've played at the top level where you see youngsters, flaunting their money, showing off on social media and all of that. How do we instill that mentality that you had at such a young age? And now I think it's a bit worse because, I work with these kids in the DDC. How do we support them? What do you say to them? And how do we really ensure that they remain disciplined and hungry and look at where they come from first so that, it helps them to become better human beings for their families?
I'll be very honest with you, Phasha. There is no love in the world than your mother's love. And that's the person that you can go to or talk to in these kind of things, because she's the one that knows what's best for you. She's the one that took care of you from day one until now.
Yeah.
I can't really say you need to go to the financial advisors to advise you about money, but first go to your mother. She'll be the one that gives you the best advice ever in life. Then when you will know where to go. Yeah. Because if I come to you as Phasha and say, Phasha, please, man, I have 20,000. I wanna do 1, 2, 3. You will say to me, Rama, let's go to the restaurant first. Eat. We'll be talking there. That money is not growing when you go into the restaurant.
Yeah.
You are minusing.
Yeah.
Understand? But at home, they know exactly what you need. They can be able to give you the best advice. First, you need to look after you. If you don't have a soccer ball that you're playing with, or you only have 1 pair as a footballer, then you are in a wrong profession. You need to look after you and make sure that you do things by the rules of football.
Yeah.
Football will take care of you.
Absolutely. Now, going back to Black Leopards, here you are earning 1,000 rand, and then the next year, when that now is done, you go into your first year, 2009, you join Black Leopards officially. Take me through that adjustment as well, training with the first team. Here you are, I wouldn't say you've arrived, but, you are now a professional footballer now. The emotions, the feelings, what goes through your mind at that point?
I was very nervous.
Yeah.
Playing with the big names like Christopher Nechidziwe.
Yeah. Mulondo Chukwuvidu, was he there?
No, Mulondo was in there.
Okay.
Because the team was just relegated.
Yes.
That's when I met Jabu Malek.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the first time
what a footballer.
I played with him.
Yeah.
He's the one that said to me, Rama, when he's still young, he knows how to speak our language.
Venda, yes, yes. Yeah.
I asked him about the jersey number. He said, what year are you? He said, 89. He said, where 89? I didn't ask him.
Yeah.
That's when I started wearing jersey number 89 at Black Leopards.
Yeah.
It was because of Jabu.
Wow. Wow.
That season, it was halfway. It was January 2009.
Yes.
I didn't really play much.
Yes.
But they told me, what, when I was still young, you can be a great striker.
Yeah.
You just have to learn. That's when Thabo Mngalo was there.
Yes.
Ramulondi was there.
Bobby, I think.
Yeah, Bobby was there.
Yes.
Isaac Marobe.
Yes.
Peter
Tomoni.
Yes.
Yes.
Yampondas.
Yes.
So for me, I had guys that were willing to help me in the team, and the manager also. It was Sam Kapate.
Yes, wow.
Yeah, with Chifwati Diarra, who is now
Yes.
the chairman of Black
Of the club,
Leopards.
yeah.
I think those guys they've done a good job in raising me, not only me, because as you have seen, Womabunda, they came from there,
Yes.
Womasuku,
Yes.
what in Shabalala,
Shabalala, yeah.
Womanaka now.
Yes.
You could see the seeds they have planted in us, how strong we became and how professional we became. You know, it's because of those guys. You know, for me, it was an opportunity that I had to take, and make sure that I work harder and become the top player in the team.
But how important is that? You are young, one of the youngest players in the team, if not the youngest. You know, there's a lot said about in regards to Invenda. You know, I think possibly some of the senior guys have seen it in the training grounds and so forth, and you are giving them problems training, session in, session out. How important was those senior players in regards to blooding you in and making you feel comfortable and being felt or feeling at home at that point?
It was very important, you know. Being home as Black Leopards, where most of the guys speak my language, I think it helps me a lot.
Yes,
that alone, I think it helps me a lot. Even when I made a mistake, they will come to me and say, you know what, don't take it to heart. You're still young, you still have a long way to learn.
Yeah,
and for me, that alone gave me courage to say, you know what, I will have to make a lot of mistakes. But at the end, I'll be better. Without mistake, then I won't be the player that I want to be.
Absolutely.
And there comes Dingani Masanabo.
Wow.
What a human being.
Yeah.
What a human being.
Yeah.
It really helped me a lot. He would say, Rama, I don't want you to run to me. Take another direction. I'll give you the ball.
Yeah.
Whenever the ball goes to Dingani, I'm on the run. I'll find the ball in front of me with the goalkeeper. Yeah. That's where I wanted it. I'll make sure that.
But tell me about your blistering pace. I think at the point, and maybe still when I'm not sure if you are still playing, you let us know on that. The pace that you had, is it something that you can't practice it? Is it something that are you born with? And if you are born with it, now you have to try, and you played in a professional rank, you have to now play on the shoulder of the two center backs because you are going to be offside. Is that something that came naturally for you? You know, the pace, how to use it, when to use it?
The pace, I was born with the pace.
Yeah.
I used to run the 100 meters and the 200.
At school?
Junior.
Yeah.
High school, I think I ran for 2 years.
Yeah.
Then I stopped. In terms of playing at the shoulder of the defenders so that I can run behind.
Yes.
Erich Vladislav is coaching Venda Football Club now.
No, yeah.
And Sunday Zambwa. Those are the guys that helped me a lot to make sure that I master that running behind the defenders. Pitso modified it.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Pitso, he modified it to say, Rama, I want you to break the line.
Yeah.
As he calls it.
Yeah, in modern day football.
Yeah. You know, that's when I started knowing, this is how I break the line. And I used to do it very well, you know. 1 or 2 times they would caught me offside.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, I think it was my weapon with knowing that I have pace. So if we are straight, me and you in a straight line, believe me, I'll get to the ball first. And I was very quick in a sharp turn.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to turn and then go
off
straight.
You go, yeah.
And the power in me, believe me, man, you wouldn't push me.
Upper body strength.
You wouldn't push me.
Is it something that did you train in the gym, or you also, you know, because of the upbringing and how you brought up, it also
the upbringing, how I grew up in the house. I used to do hard things, like going to the mountain to get wood.
Yes.
For mom to come and cook.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll come back with big, what do you call it? Big wood, like.
Yes.
Yeah, so carrying it here on the
shoulders.
You know what it does to the legs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's how I used to do
your training, like.
Things. Yeah. Sometimes I'll take the wheelbarrow with 420 liters just to go and fetch water, like 500 meters from the house. That alone, you can imagine how the legs will be.
Yeah.
Because that's where the strength is.
Absolutely.
So for me, I used to do that a lot, and I never stopped. When I go to a professional team, that's when I started going to the gym.
Yes.
And I worked on the legs only, because that's where my power is. That's where the speed is, and the core. I think for me that helped me a lot to say, what, if you want to be a professional player that works hard, at times I'll leave training at 4:30, go to the gym at 5, then that's it. In the morning I'll go to the gym before training. Yeah, just to make sure I'm in a good shape. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. I can attest to that, because that's where we actually met, Rich and Active, a couple of years ago. Goodness me. And I think you were still at Mamelodi Sundowns at the point or in time. Yeah, of course you were. Now, closing the Black Leopards chapter, how would you describe your time at Black Leopards? And, that's where you scored your first professional goal at the higher ranks. And now, I'm not going to ask you about, the financials at the club. But then how happy were you that you are now a professional footballer playing at Black Leopards, a club that's near and dear to your heart? That's where you grew up. It's in Venda. You are from Venda, scoring goals. How would you describe your time at Black Leopards?
I think that's where I felt so much love. And I felt at home, not only because we speak the same language, no, because of the treatment that they gave me. I think Mr. David Tidiela, he took me as his son.
Yeah.
And when things are bad in the team, when we're not winning, he would call me and say, Ramaji, we're not winning, eh? What's the problem?
Yeah.
I said, Chairman, we are fixing it as I'm talking to you now.
Yeah.
We'll win. He said, hey, I need a win, eh? I need a win, eh?
Yeah.
I said, Chairman, will win.
Yeah.
For me, that's where I felt like I'm home. And Black Leopards, they made me who I am today. Starting from them and making sure that they produce a beast of a striker in me. I think that's something that I'll be always appreciate and be proud of being part of that family.
The chief as well, he's a man that has also, introduced us to a lot of talent in South African football. You also one of them. Mlondo Chukwuvidu as well, Manaka. There's a lot that you also mentioned. Away from professional football, what's your learnings from him, from the chairman, Chief TDL as well? I read his story a couple of months ago in regards to how he started his journey, as a selling tickets at stadiums as well for the PSL. But your relationship with him, how is it away from football?
He's a human being that loves to help. He always avail himself. Off the field, on the field. When we were playing, he's there. He's watching. When he sees that as a player you are not doing as he knew you can do on the pitch, he would come to you after the game and say, hey, Rama, are you okay? Is there anything that I can do to help? That's the type of person that chief he is. And that's what we need in the team. That's why you see Black Leopards, every time they always have new faces and they come in and do well. It's because of the trust and the belief that a Chief Tidiela has in them. That shows the quality of the leadership that he is. I think for me, I should give him flowers when it comes to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he's a great human being. I'm not surprised when Black Leopards are doing well this season. It's because he's there and he's making sure that players are happy and things are running smoothly. Absolutely.
You play at that club for a couple of seasons. I think 4 or 5 seasons at Black Leopards, if I'm not mistaken. The big lights come calling. That approach. How did that approach, or how did you know of the approach from Mamelodi Sundowns, one of the biggest clubs in South Africa? And at the time, I think they had started to be doing well because Pitso Mosimane was at the club. But how did the interest come for you, and how did you hear about it?
I heard it from this other guy. I won't mention his name.
Yeah.
He's an agent.
Okay.
So basically, he wanted me to be on his side.
To sign with him.
Kind of.
Okay.
But when he came, he said, Rama, I spoke to Sundowns. They want you and blah, blah. He said, my guy, I don't know. But I haven't heard anything. Let me wait for my team.
Yeah.
And I'll come back to you. By that time, I was working with Prosport.
Okay.
You know?
With Mike McCubb.
Yeah, so the guy is just coming behind to say it's him who came with the deal.
Yeah.
You know, but me being professional, I don't want to mess things around. Yeah, you know, I try by all means to keep the relationship running, you know. Yeah, so the other day when I went to training, the manager called me, Sam Kapat, and said, Rama, Sundowns, they want you. I said, okay. That time fighting for relegation.
At Leopards?
At Leopards.
Yeah.
Fighting for relegation.
Yeah.
He said, okay, manager, what do you think? I always wanted to hear the opinions on the outside. He said, you are very strong, you can play there. And we are getting relegated here. And we don't know what's going to happen. You better take this opportunity. If you're not going to play, but make sure that you're learning at Sundowns. Because you can't say you're going there to play from Black Leopards.
Yeah.
You need to work harder times 2 for you to go play.
Yeah.
He said, okay, manager. Then the other day, Pitso called me and say, Rama Fanakiti. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Fanakiti. You know, we spoke. He said, Rama, I want you to come and play in my team. He said, coach, I would love to come and play in your team. Talk to my team first. Now I'll come.
Yeah.
He spoke to the team, everything finalized, and then that was it. But I was nervous from day one to say, imagine me from a village going to Sundowns.
Yeah.
I used to think maybe Sundowns, they're in Mamelodi there because
the name, yes,
the
yes,
name, not
yes,
knowing
yes.
where it's Sundowns, in
Chlorocop.
Yeah, you know. Everything gets finalized, and then it's time for me to move. I had to say goodbyes to the guys and the chairman. The good thing is that the chairman gave us blessing. I would say us because we were 3 at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, so we had blessings from the chairman, and the guys were very happy for us to go. However, if there was no deal for me, I was willing to go down with Black Leopards
to the NFT.
Yeah, I think I believed that if I'm in the team, Black Leopards might come back immediately. You know, but the chairman said to me, you know what, you are too good for me to go down with you.
Wow.
So I don't want you here. I want you to go stay there. When I come back, if you want to come back to me, you're more than welcome.
But what when the chairman of the club has invested so much at Black Leopards, and he says those words to you that you're far too good to be playing at a division lower, what does it say to you? What does it do to you as well, you know, as a human being, that this man is putting your career first than his own personal gains or his own club that is Black Leopards?
I think for me, it comes down to respect. You know, I think he respected me more. That's why he's saying those words to me. And the belief that he had in me to say, you know what, Rama, I know you will make it.
Yeah.
I don't want you to go and suffer with me in the NFT, but I want you to go live your life.
Yeah.
Make sure that you do what he always does on the pitch when you get there.
Yeah.
I think respect, it tops all the things that I can talk about to Mr. David Tidel.
Absolutely. Now you come to the capital, you come to Chlorocop. Take me through the signing on fee. You know, was it good? The signing on fee as well as, you know, the salary. I mean, this is Sundowns after all. Hey?
I'm not gonna say the amount.
Okay.
Mind you, you're coming from Black Leopards.
Yeah.
To Sundowns.
Yes.
Black Leopards is regarded as a small team.
Yeah.
If we're talking about 50% of what I'm earning,
yeah,
let's say, for example, if I'm earning 20,000,
Yeah.
that means Uri is going straight to 40, for example.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the signing on fee. It might be Boma 300 somewhere there.
Yeah.
And that was before tax. We don't talk. We're not talking about net.
Wow. How did you handle that? Ramaji? Because as you said, this is 50% more than what you're getting at your beloved Black Leopards. But how do you handle, the salary, the signing on fee? Of course, you're a bit matured in regards to age. But how do you handle this? This is new. This is big money. This is good money.
I think being raised in a family where you've been told how important is the family and making sure that you improve the house in the family. I think that's where I had to start, just to improve everything in the house. I have to get the borehole since I grew up carrying the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, fetching the water from the rivers. Yeah,
I didn't need anyone to go and do that. So they had to relax, make sure that they fetch water in the house.
Yeah.
So that was my first mission, and make sure that I extend the house from 3-room to 6-room.
Every person has got his or her own
family
room.
house. Everyone needs to have the room.
Yeah.
From there, I had to start mine.
In Venda or in Johannesburg?
In Venda.
In Venda, yeah.
In Venda.
Yeah.
So that alone, I would have loved to finish them below 30, but circumstances didn't allow me to finish that below 30. But I think as a human being in that environment, I think I have done well. Although some of the things that has happened to me, I didn't have control over that.
Yeah.
And as a human being, I think I'm so grateful to be the one that has to go through everything, every rough road, every pothole. I think God saw me fit to go through everything that happened to me.
Absolutely. You arrive at Mamelodi Sundowns. We've spoken about the signing on fee. We've spoken about the salary that you are now earning, which is very, very good money. Mamelodi Sundowns, it's a galaxy of superstars, proper stars. And just take me through some of the names that you played with at Sundowns. And how was it for you? The first couple of days, it's a totally different world. You are now playing at a high or training with players at a totally different level. How was it for you in the first week and the players that you played with at Sundowns?
I think for me, it wasn't hard because most of the guys we played against each other. So they knew all about me. I knew all about them.
Yeah.
So sharing the dressing room with them, I'll only pick 3, the guys that made it very easy for me.
Yeah.
One is Hlompho Kekana.
Yeah, skipper.
Yeah, he speaks my language.
Yeah.
So he just came and said, "Ngona mkara, kapfe utanganidziwa hapa. Usingobona mtwena babudza chitu hapa."
Dando. Fazwad.
Yeah, so I felt like home, having Coach Pitso backing me up.
Yeah.
And was surprised. Ezrom Nyandoro. You could hear the name. Woteko.
Yeah.
So I had so many players that are
welcoming.
Good, that are good human being off the pitch, Yeah, so for me, it wasn't that hard. I think the hardest part, it was when I started getting injuries. That was the hardest thing.
Is it where you suffered your first ACL?
Yeah. No, not the ACL. I think it was the
knee
hamstring.
Yeah.
I think we were playing a final game against Black Leopards, if I'm not mistaken.
I wonder when you play against Black Leopards. Did you think a lot about it? No.
No, I knew everything from them, but
yeah.
I didn't think they would do something.
Yes.
In a friendly game.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they are that cruel.
Yeah.
No, they're not like that.
Yeah.
No, they're not like that.
Yeah.
I think that's when I started having difficulties, seeing Coach Pitso trusting me to say, you know what, I have you, I have Malajila, Mashiko, Kama is there. I think Impela was still there. Yeah, Mushekwi was there.
Yeah.
So the team was very strong and full of superstars, you know. For me, being injured, that means I'm the last one in the queue. That was the difficult part. Meaning when I come back, I have to work
extra hard.
Extra. But I had Coach Pitso that believes that I don't have to train 3 weeks for me to be in the team.
Yeah.
I trained 2 weeks. Then he took me.
Yeah.
Said, Rama, let's go to camp. I went to camp. The first game I didn't play.
Yeah.
No, I didn't play.
Yeah.
But I was in the team.
Yeah. In the traveling squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next game he took me. I think he went. I went in when it was 5-7 minutes to go. Went in and scored.
Ramaji is back now.
I think the FIFA break comes.
Yeah.
We're playing friendly
games.
Yeah. I got injured again. The other leg.
Hamstring as well.
Hamstring. I had to deal with it again. I think what was more interesting, it was how I have to deal with it and be able to come back stronger than I was. I think that's the strength that God gave me to deal with things and still be the same person or even more stronger than I was before. And I had a lesson in all those things to say, for me, it's not all about coming back and play. It's about learning from the guys who are playing every day. I think that's when I started noticing the importance of being in the Sundowns team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you spoken about twice, actually. You've mentioned it twice that Coach Pitso believed in you. Coach Pitso backed you. What does that do for you? And maybe just before you answer that, what type of a coach was he, Coach Pitso, working with him and working under him? What type of a coach was Coach Pitso Mosimane for you and to you?
Coach Pitso was a very pushy coach in a good way.
Yeah.
Of course, in a football.
Yeah.
He will force you to watch the game, especially your position, to make sure that you see what other strikers are doing. Even if the game is playing at 12, he will call you at 1, asking you, "Are you watching the game?" When you go to training, the next morning he will ask you, "Guys, did you watch the game? Did you see how Chicharito was moving? Did you see how Tony Cruz was?" You know, he wanted every player to see how far he is compared to the other players. That's why you saw Mamelodi Sundowns always improving every season. It's because of the hard work that they put behind the scene in terms of analyzing the game. Now, I didn't know how to analyze the game, but when I went to Sundowns,
that's where you saw.
That's when I saw the importance of analyzing the opponents.
So maybe you are a defender, you are a striker, sorry. When you analyze the opposition, maybe take me through your department. What type of analysis did you do or the club do for you or with you in regards to how do you analyze in the way that Sundowns did it?
I think to my case, they give me everything, mostly the weaknesses of the defender.
Yeah.
And knowing our defenders, no one likes to run.
Yeah.
So now what they taught me how to position myself, not to go outside the box, but to go inside the box. I used to make good runs, but most they were going outside the goal post.
Yeah.
You know, so now I have to learn to dodge the line, going inside so that I can go straight
to the goal posts.
That's something that they gave me at Sundowns. And I knew whenever I go straight to the goals, it's me and the goalkeeper.
And you'd finish it.
I have to.
With more than 60 goals in the top division and more than 200 appearances in the top league of South African football. That's the man we are in conversation with, Ramagalela. You leave the club, but before you leave the club, you played with a galaxy of superstars, Ramaji. Without any pressure, list the most talented players that you played with at Sundowns for you.
How many do you want?
Maybe let's say top 5. Let's say top 5 at Sundowns that you think these were unbelievably talented players.
Kama.
Number 1.
Surprise.
Murir.
Yo. He had the first touch, that Madala.
Yeah?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yo. And Tico.
Donadona.
The guy will pass you, man, and he won't struggle with the ball. Tico.
He was a great passover ball.
And Mashiho.
Left and right.
I've learned something from Mashiho.
Mm.
I think he's one striker that when I was at Sundowns, I always watch how he create space for himself.
Yeah.
Take a shot. A small space like this. He will take a shot and you're just gonna see it inside the box. And that shot doesn't go straight like that. He makes sure that he bounces before the goalkeeper. That was the first time I see someone doing that. And that's when I started learning, you know what? That technique, it's very effective when it's when you're in front of the goal.
Yeah.
You know, it's for me. I played with the guys that knows football.
Yeah.
I won't forget Hlompho,
the captain.
Even when things are tough,
Mm-hmm.
you come and encourage and say, Ramaji, wasongoneta.
Yeah.
Don't get tired.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Rogoshu mapa.
Arukoshu. You know?
Yeah.
There are so many, you know,
Yeah.
Bo alias shoot,
Mm.
Kennedy in goals.
Yes.
You know, that's a galaxy of stars, man,
yeah.
you know. I won't forget those names. Bomzika Isa
Mashaba, yes, the left back.
We can't forget those names.
So when you speak about that, what makes you leave the club? Because I think having gone through what I went through in regards to your career, your next club, Polokwane City, is where you are most successful and where you've played consistently and scoring a lot of goals, making more than 50 appearances for the club. But why did you leave Mamelodi Sundowns?
I needed to play. Having learned so much at Sundowns, I needed somewhere where I can play every day,
Yeah.
every weekend,
Yeah.
you know. And getting a loan to Golden Arrows, it was about refreshing the mind.
Yes.
I remember when I spoke to Coach Mangowa,
Yeah.
he said to me, Rama, I want you to go relax. Come back fresh.
Yeah.
And I tell you, boy, when you come back, you'll be a great player. I believe in you.
Yeah.
When you are a good striker.
Yeah.
That's what he told
Said,
me. Yeah. So I went there. I played with no pressure. I was getting better with injuries.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I had to dealt with
At
mentally
Sundowns.
and physically to make sure that I don't get injuries. And I think I have dealt with it very well.
Yeah.
When I come back to Sundowns from Golden Arrows, there comes the chairman,
Yeah.
Johnny Mukhaladi.
Yeah.
He called me and said, Rama, I want you to come and play in my team. Come home.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said, Evan, talk to Coach Pitso. Hear what he said.
Yeah.
He didn't want me to leave, Coach Pitso.
Peter wanted you to stay at the
He
club.
wanted me to stay there.
Yeah.
He said to me, Rama, I want you to stay here. I want you here. He said, Coach, I want to play. He said, okay, if you're putting it like that, I'll allow you to go. But you should know that I wanted you here.
Yeah.
I remember on the day that we were signing the contract, Coach Pitso said, I don't have doubt you'll come back and score against us.
Yeah.
We shake hands. That was it. Polokwane City, Sundowns, deal is done.
Yeah.
I went home to Polokwane.
You went home to, of course, in between Sundowns and Polokwane City, there was Golden Arrows, as you correctly said. You played, I think you played 15 or 16 goals there, and then scored 4, and then assisted 7, if I'm not mistaken. When you go to Polokwane City, I think you played 73 games, scored about 24, 25 goals there.
Can't even remember.
You scored a lot of goals, of course you did, and that's where you won the Golden Boot, if I'm not mistaken. What changed for you? Why? What made you, go back to the roots of you scoring goals week in, week out? What changed for you?
I think I needed to be close to home. So that I can be able to deal with some of the stuff at home, especially my house,
Yes.
My small business that I was doing. And most important thing, it was the belief that the chairman, Johnny Mkhaladi, showed that he really wants me to be in his team.
Yeah.
And looking at Polokwane, there was Bo Jabu. I mentioned it at the start.
Yes.
So who don't want to play with Jabu?
Exactly.
So for me, I had every reason to go to Polokwane City, and that's where I felt, you know what, I'll do well. In Polokwane City, because of the type of players that they have. Remember, Tapelo Tsilo was there.
Yes, the centre back.
Puleng Moremi now.
Moremi, yes. Still at City, Polokwane City.
Tobani
Mwango, yes.
About the late George Chikova.
Yeah.
For me, I think I had so many guys that wanted me to come and help the team. Wherever I go, for me, it was all about the team. I always come last. It was always about the team.
Absolutely.
That's why most of the time when I'm on the pitch, you could see Uri. It's like there's 2 Ramaji on the pitch. Whereas I'm one. Where I'll be working. You know, I think for me, I had to go to Polokwane City because it was home. Absolutely.
Because of time, I'm just going to quickly run through a couple of things that I also wanted to hear, and also the listeners. I'm not going to ask for details. 2021, probably one of the most difficult times of your life, of your career. Your house burning down out in Venda. As I said, I'm not going to bring back those memories, but I just wanted to know who supported you through those difficult times, Ramaji, because I think you're also injured out the Chippa United. It's a difficult, dark place for you. I read somewhere speaking about, your mental health as well. How did you get through that difficult moment?
I'll be very honest. Professional mental help, no one supported me. I won't lie to you today.
Professionally, no one helped you?
No one. However, I received calls just to say, Rama, it's not the end of you. These kind of things happens in life. Stay strong. That's what I got most in most of the guys. Professionals like the ones that I'm working with, out of 10, I can say 3 have called me. Professionals. Even the ones that I was working with. I had to deal with all these things by myself. I've seen so many people that I knew, that I used to stay with, giving me distance while I'm still playing. So that was after the house. I think for me, it was more of what I had to see in people than what happened to me. Because every situation has a lesson. as a teaching. And mine, it was all about my surroundings. I didn't have friends, but I had people that I knew. Those people that I knew, they gave me distance while I was still playing. So I didn't have to go after them. Even the ones that I've helped so much. I didn't have to go after them and ask them, hey, my man, I'm going through, why don't you? No, I didn't do that. I had to go and stay at home, Phasha. I believe during home, it's where peace is. And that's where I find peace. Even though people were talking about everything, you know, people always talk about things. Or, you know what, he burnt his house. You know what, it's girls. You know what, he always, he was drunk. You know, all those things. Whereas I don't even drink. I don't even drink.
No smoke. Nothing.
I don't
Nothing.
do those things. I'm a professional person who does things by the book, who always take care of himself, you know.
Yeah.
But some of the things we have to let them out. People will always talk, say whatever they wanna say.
Yeah.
The most important thing for me, it was my health, which I believe we don't even give ourselves time to check on someone, to just to ask you, Phasha, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
Not how are you. How are you? It's easy. How are you? You say I'm good. But how are you feeling?
Exactly.
I'm talking about the inner
human
you.
part.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to tell me, Fit, my head, I'm not feeling well. I've been having this headache for a week now. I'll say, okay, my guy, wait, I'm going to organize something. You have to go to the doctor. We don't do that. But we want to go out and drink and watch the games together without knowing how is my brother, how is my friend, how is my mother, how is my son doing. That's something that we are missing in life. You know, I was touched the other day when Velimoto made a mistake in the national team.
Yeah.
He went again and make a mistake in the...
For his club.
Do we take that light and say, you know what, he's finished? Because that's what we do all the time.
Exactly.
We say he's finished.
We write them off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we forget to the same Velimoto was coming in when Ronwen Williams was not in and still have the national team. Why can't we try to find
solutions to the problems that he's possibly going through?
To help him.
Yeah.
How many players are we going to kick out of football like that? Now I understand and respect everyone's opinion, but some matters, they're not there for us to laugh about them. They're there to learn and help where we can. But in South Africa, when something happens, no, we age cheating. No, you know what, he's no longer a player. No, he was doing 1, 2, 3. And that's killing our game.
Ramaji, how do we change that? I know it's probably going to take, years and years, and, the guy that I'm working with is time. But how do we try to change that, Ramaji? Because it's something that is quite important. But how do we try to change that, to put ourselves in the shoes of other people and what they're going? How do we try and change that?
I think we must not be scared to come out and talk about our problems. We must not be. It's not only in the game of football.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
It's
life in general.
Yeah, we must not be scared to talk about these things. Especially we as people that called the celebrity. We die inside. We ended up hanging ourselves.
True.
That's when we should come out and help the nation. If it's coming from us, it's easy for someone to deal with.
Yeah.
If someone heard Ramagalela has lost his mother, his child, his father, his house, he has to start from the scratch. Why can't another person who doesn't have a name starting from the scratch?
Sure. Lastly, nothing has been said. You haven't retired.
I think I've retired. Have you
said it
yet?
So you're saying it here?
I'm telling you now. I think I don't think my mind can still carry me in football.
Physically you can, but mentally you can't.
Yeah, I think that's where the importance of a human being comes in.
But when you say mentally, what is it? Why can't? Is it because of what happened? Is it why? What?
I think whatever happens took a lot from me, and I don't think I can be able to help on the pitch, me running all over and scoring goals. My body can do that, but am I gonna think the right way as a footballer? I don't think I can.
Well, that's where we ended. That's where we've ended with Ramagalela, a professional footballer, ex now. Ramaji, your story is touching. I think there's a lot that our listeners have learned from you. I appreciate you. I think, our relationship since you were at Mamelodi Sundowns, the work that you used to do, I think around about 55, 60 minutes on the treadmill. Goodness me. Ramaji, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming through. I think I'll possibly be with you later on tonight at the Sundowns game.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and may God bless you in your new journey. And if there's anything as Boget Radio, you talk about a tournament. If you want to push it, please do come through. We'll help you do that. If there's anything that you need from me personally in regards to helping you, please do let me know. Let's help you. Let's try to make the transition much more easier for you. We truly love you, appreciate you. Your talent made you who you are. Thank you so much for coming through.
Loliwa Phasha nabatecheresi.
Ndanda. Ndizona bazora ndikovara manje. Ndanda.
This is Bogan Man Radio.